My first strategy was strategy number 19, which was story reenactment. The activity description is that you'll read a story. Either you can read the story to the kids or they can read it individually. Then they will make props, or you supply materials for them to make props. It's probably easiest if you have a sign up, kids sign up for the props that they will make, and then they'll keep them in a shoebox, and a good idea would be to print the title of the book and put that on the shoebox, and you can store the props there. Students will then retell the story that they read using the props, and during this retelling, you can be taking notes and be encouraging the students that are using the vocabulary from the book and hitting all the main ideas, mentioning all the main characters, and all of that. Step by step, you should first read the story. Depending on what grade it is and their reading levels, you can either read it to them, popcorn read individually, whatever works best for that specific class. Then they need to retell the story in sequence. So they need to do beginning, middle, end from the main events in the story. And they need to think about, while they're retelling the story, what props am I going to need in order to retell this story? Then the teacher needs to provide the materials that are going to be needed to make the props, and then the students will make the props that they're going to use to retell the story. And then you'll obviously store the props in the shoebox that you make, and then encourage the students to sign up for props, because everyone needs to make a prop or it'll just take forever. And then during the reenactment, you need to be assessing the retelling. So while you're listening to the retellings, encourage the students that are using the vocabulary from the story, because that's very important. And you need to be taking anecdotal records. Make sure you look for comprehension of the students that are retelling the story, such as they hit all the main ideas and they mentioned all the main characters and all of that. The purpose of this is not only to make reading and retelling a story fun and exciting, it also can check for the students' comprehension. If they don't know what happened in the story, there's no way that they could reenact it. So it's a very good activity to check for comprehension. It also can build their vocabulary, because during their reenactment, they're using new vocabulary that they learned in the story, and they're getting used to saying it and retelling it using that vocabulary, so that's important.